Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're doing another episode in our legendary Wood Elf campaign with Durthu with Total War Warhammer 2, and we're using the Mortal Empires run on the Steel Faith overall mod. So, let's get back in here. Alright, so you will notice that there is a difference in where the last campaign ended and where this one started, and a big part of that is because I forgot to press the record button for the first 20 minutes or so of an episode, and I didn't notice until I was sitting here thinking about this fight for a while. That I glanced over and I was like, oh, I'm not recording. So sorry about that. Frankly, you didn't really miss that much, honestly. We destroyed those dwarves that we were going to fight at the end of last episode. We took virtually no casualties. And then we decided to chase the beastmen up here into Bretonnian area. They were just kind of playing footsie with us, jumping back and forth for a couple of turns, and so we just decided to go hit Kemmler. Now, how this worked was we saw that he had an empty base here, and then we attacked it and we occupied it, and then he had a large army that was sitting just outside of sort of our visual range, and he came in and wanted to attack us after that. So that's where we are right now. So sorry about that. You know, as always, I hate to lose footage, but you can't go back on Legendary. You have to be where you are. It's okay. Really, you didn't miss that much, honestly. We did a couple of like city management things we'll talk about after this fight that I'll clear up, but it wasn't anything like super game breaking. Okay, so this is going to be a pretty hard fight, potentially. Now, one of the major things is this dude's already level 10 with a mount, which is annoying. We don't have really any anti-large yet. We need the elves for the anti-large. And these ethereal units, particularly this thing right here, is insanely strong on Steel Faith Overhaul. It has a lot of health. It regenerates. It has some missile resist, 25% missile resist, and 15% physical resist. So it's going to have 40% damage resistance from our archers. I don't think there's any way we hand out magic damage, right? I mean, this does some magic damage. But yeah, we need to, oh, I didn't realize we got that. Blessing of the Ancients. But yeah, we're gonna have to take that out. We need to put Durthu on this thing. Like, this thing has to die. And the problem is it is so tanky, like I mentioned before. It has virtually no melee defense, but it has this aura that does a lot of AoE damage. So it heals people in an AoE aura, gives AoE damage, gives extra magic, and it regenerates. So that's a problem. So that's public enemy number 1 probably, or number 2. This guy's public enemy number 1. He does have a health potion, which is really annoying. He already has his Chaos Tomb Blade, which whenever he's in melee combat, then he heals a lot of people, for just naturally heals them a lot. If he's not in combat, then he heals people with Master of the Dead. And Arcane Mastery here is pretty good. So if we can kill him, that would be really nice. Now, he is very susceptible to getting wiped out. He has fairly low melee defense, only has 15 armor, 5,000 health, only 15% missile resist, and no physical resist. So it's completely possible that we should be aiming for him, first of all. And of course, that's going to knock out a lot of their leadership too. So that could be pretty good. These wraiths are kind of dangerous as well. Now, the normal wraiths are not as much of a problem as they are for most factions. Excuse me, because we have magic damage on our attacks. So they should die pretty quickly if we get them into that. The Mortis engine is not ethereal, though. It looks ethereal, but it's not, actually. So the magic damage does not help there that much. But these things right here are also kind of problematic. They've been buffed up a lot with Steel Faith. They do get a bonus versus infantry. Not a lot, but like 6/6 is still a decent chunk. And they have area attacks. But they are also ethereal. They have decent health, though, for ethereal units. So that's going to be iffy. Now, one thing we really need to do here is we need to try to like protect our archers as much as possible. Is it going to be a huge deal? Because they have so much surface area they're going to be able to cover with these skeletons that they're just going to be able to swarm all around us. So we need to protect our backline archers from the hounds and from the hex race. That's the biggest things. Like, so these guys are okay, you know, in melee combat. They have 35, but they have no armor. That's the issue. But they do have melee defense and melee attack. So they can probably hold their own against skeletons, maybe, you know, for a little while. They have way more health. Skeletons will eventually beat them, but... And these things can actually be pretty good in melee combat. They only have 40 armor, but they have high ward save, 25% ward save, which is about the equivalent of, you know, 50 more armor. And they have huge bonus versus infantry. So they can actually stick in combat. They're going to do like 90 melee attacks. They're definitely hitting on every hit. And have 54 defense. The problem is there's only 21 of them. So, you know, it looks like, wow, they're hitting every hit, 90 melee attack. But there's 21 of them, and a stack of skeletons is 200. So that's an issue. So these would be very good to put on Kemmler, if we can. The hounds, there's 80 of the hounds, so they're probably pretty good against hounds. The hounds do count as small. So they can probably beat the hounds up pretty handily. There's only 80 of them in a stack. So they can probably beat the hounds. But Kemmler would be a good target, or one of the other heroes, but like mostly Kemmler. So we'll get in here. This is gonna be a rough one for sure, just because they have so many like swarming units, and our units are kind of injured, a little bit injured here. But we gotta fight it. But yeah, this is probably gonna be a tough one. If we can take out Kemmler and the Mortis engine in the Hex race, we can probably do it. But we really need to put the Treekin, like, if we can have the Treekin block out the Mortis engine and keep it out of combat with the rest of our units, those can probably do all right against them. They can at least face tank them for a while. Okay, so we're not getting that much help. Now, I'm kind of torn, you know, when I was thinking about this, because I was sitting here talking about this for like 5 minutes before I figured out that I wasn't actually recording it. I'm kind of torn between whether I should be doing Flock of Doom or what. Again, like, I can hit a lot of these units with Flock of Doom, and that does pretty well, but because they have such regeneration, I'm not sure. I don't know how this doesn't count as a spectral unit. But anyways, now another question here. So anyways, to follow that train of thought, I don't know if I should be going Flock of Doom or this. Now this only lasts for 25 seconds, but they're just going to regenerate through a lot of the other damage that I have, so I don't know. We'll see. I might just end up casting everything I can. Now, the healing is pretty good, too, but the problem is, like, the radius on the healing is not very large. So that's, like, my main issue with that.
Our bows are yours!
Question is, do I just step up and just try to snipe Kemmler right now?
We grow restless.
Now, ideally, I would stay back as far as possible. Maybe I should be using Flock of Doom. I should definitely try to get the race in there. Or the normal race. I don't know if this is gonna matter or not as much, but
Deepwood Mage.
this actually performs pretty well against the wraiths. Large explosion area. Now let's just go back here and then keep these a little bit further up in case the hex wraiths come out and want to attack.
Ready to ride.
Not sure where the. I think I should line these up against the dogs over here. Try to knock out the dogs. Keep the dogs off of the off of my other units.
Way Watchers.
And these guys can be up here. I'll make them their own thing.
Bows of Athelloren. Glade Guard.
Yeah, maybe I just go for the snipe.
End them.
Okay, so he's kind of like running away. No, not the zombies. Boys, come on.
Aim. Release. Glade Guard. Death to all. Swiftly.
So he's kind of running out.
For Our Lady. Glade Guard.
At once.
We actually did do quite a bit to our units here. Kill those right there. Okay, yeah. Hounds are definitely getting shredded there. What are these? Grave Guard. Actually, yeah, we're pretty good in a Grave Guard.
Your orders? For Isha! Ever ready! Orders! Hold! Aim! Fire! Now! Aim!
And focus fire now. As long as we can. Yes, got him. Where's the Mortis engine? Right here, right here, right here. Get that crap.
Bowman ready! Armed and ready!
Hardcore fire into that thing.
Glade Guard! Way Watcher!
Nice. We're doing a great job of dealing with these guys.
Our aim is through!
Alright, we got all of those. Yeah, actually, yeah, kill that, kill that.
End them!
There's the final word there.
Orders understood.
Flatten them! Yes! Ever ready! Shoot! Release! Archers ready!
Okay, he's not dead. Almost. He's like really getting pretty injured, but
Blade Guard!
a lot of them are dying because the binding is done.
Protectors of the forest! Straight away! Azrael, attack! Ever ready! Quickly!
Alright, we got that Lord.
Bowman, ready? This instant! Wild Riders! Attack!
Okay, so we were able to protect those bows. That fight could have gone, like, really badly. Jesus, he lived with, like, 1 health.
Azrael made.
Now, they attacked us during their turn, though, so we should get some replenishment. We did a really good job of getting the correct matchups that we wanted, though. We were able to snipe out Kemmler really early. We neutralized the Hounds with the Wild Riders. Their Hex Wraiths we kind of baited into going after our early heroes, and then we were able to tie those up with our magic damage dealing units. Wild Riders dealt with the Grave Guard really well. So those overall was really solid. I think the sniping Kemmler, it actually, like, sometimes shooting a bunch of archers at a single, you know, hero is not a great strategy because oftentimes Lords, like, it's a small entity unit, so a lot of archers are going to miss, but the Wood Elves are extremely accurate. Nice. Yeah, the Wood Elves are extremely accurate, and he has no armor. He had like 15 armor or something, so he just gets like shredded. I probably do need to start getting replenishment, though, because, you know, when we start losing some of these fights, that could be kind of rough on the replenishment. Now, we do have to keep a little bit of an eye on Beastmen as well. Okay, so a couple of other management things that I think we figured out are, if you control an entire province, I was wondering how can I, like, how many turns? 4? We're untainted in all provinces. I don't think the tainting matters, but do I really want to pay 750? I do have 20,000 gold, so that's pretty nice. We are about to, like, get into some decent fights here, I believe. So we could just go ahead and hunt it. We'll go ahead and hunt it. Got another Hound. I don't think the Hounds stack. They might, but where'd the Beastmen go? Okay, yeah. So they are coming down here. Now, in theory, these guys should fight the Beastmen. I thought I was upgrading this thing. Oh, it's 2 more turns. Okay, so a couple of city management things that I figured out is if we look at this, it says unit capacity plus 0 for all units. So that leads me to believe if we can go, like, really positive, then for the province, then we might be able to get plus 1 unit capacity for all units if we get to 100%. That is my theory. Now, I don't know if that's going to be 100% true or not, but that's my theory. And so that could actually give us pretty good capacity, and that would make sense that it wants you to be very aggressive early on. Now, of course, we are still hostile to these. Now, one diplomacy thing that I did last turn, or the lost footage there, the 20 minutes of lost footage, is I actually did a military alliance with Crooked Moon, which seems really weird. It's like, why would you do that? But they liked that we were killing a lot of other people, and they had 4 amber. So that's very helpful that you don't just get one amber when you military ally with people. You get all of their amber. And so because they had pretty good property over here, and they looked like they were in a pretty decent position. Now, they might be losing some of that back here in a little bit, but I thought that looked pretty good. Now, if I cancel the military alliance with them at some point, then those factions will like us a little bit more. But there are a lot of factions that did not like that we did that. Like, these guys don't even like it. Like, everyone hates that we're broed up with
You have been granted access to the halls of Athel-Loren.
I don't remember if we had this or not in the last episode.
Welcome to the halls of Athel-Loren. What do you
know?
We're starting to befriend the elf factions a little bit more, which is good.
Speak, traitor.
Bretonnia doesn't like us, but they kind of like that we're fighting Barrow Legion. How does Empire feel about that?
By the comet.
They like that we're fighting Barrow Legion. Now, one thing I was thinking about doing is I could just start murdering all of the Empire, and then Norska might actually like that. Believe it or not, we might actually be able to ally with Norska. That's another idea that I had. If we murder all the Empire stuff, potentially, we could ally with Norska and get all of their amber up here without having to try to occupy this. Because they usually control a ton of property in the late game, and I can't, like, that has like a lot of chaos corruption there, and it's really difficult to deal with that much corruption as Wood Elves. I can occupy it, I can walk over there and not take damage from it, but we'd have rebellions eventually. So I'd rather not do it, but that would give me like 20 amber or something if I could bro up with them. And you can trade with them. It's just everybody hates them so much that usually nobody does trade with them. So I didn't use this wild form that much. It only gives, like, to upgrade it, you only save 1 mana every time you use it, so I don't think it's that good, or 1 whatever, 1 magic point. Heroes, Purified Amber. Now, Amber Spear, I don't know how much damage that does, but that could, in theory, be pretty decent against... it does have a very long range. It could be pretty decent against single targets, I don't know. But I think our life magic is where we're going to do most of our stuff. Aside from if they have like really weak units like Undead and things like that, maybe Flock of Doom. The thing about Flock of Doom, it has that 40 range, which is really nice. Pretty good range. But we need to try to get over here and get to Lightning Strike. So I think we're just going to go Wonders of the Forest here. Life Bloom, Evasion. I tell you what else does a lot of damage other than Flock of Doom. Dwellers from Below. It's only a little bit more mana. But boy, does that do a lot of damage if you cast that. Now, the radius isn't as large as I would have thought it was, but we'll definitely think about that. Like, if we do something where we throw Durthu out there or a Treeman or something and just drop that on it, it'll do a lot of damage.
Your last mistake.
Gissero has virtually nothing, so I think we can hit them up and finish them off here. Get a couple of fights in. Castle Baston, what did we inherit here? Oh, we got this. Wild Root Underway. Okay, so we can recruit a couple of units, maybe in this property.
Cease.
They do still have this Mortis engine, even though we killed it. That is an annoying thing about the Undead, is they get to run away with their stuff. Now, hopefully, like, people attack these beastmen. I mean, who's military allied with us? Both of these guys.
Azrael.
So, how do I set that?
The forest calls.
That doesn't mean they're going to attack it, but that means that they should have a higher priority on attacking that. So hopefully they protect us here. If they just let these guys just go straight by and attack my main grove, I'm not going to be happy about it. I don't know. Oh, these guys are tier 3, but I don't know how they get such crazy garrisons. Like, what the... Okay, garrison. Hawk Rider, Wildwood Rangers. Maybe it's just the level 3. Where's that garrison building? -10 growth is rough, though. Deepwood Scouts, Swift Shiver, what? Oh, the Swift Shiver Shards. Okay. And we could have gotten some more more elite elves, but I don't know. I think what we got is pretty good. Now, what do we need for this? Okay, I have to have 3 treekin, which is gonna be rough. Okay, let's just go up here and finish this up.
Test me at your peril.
I'm just gonna auto this. Actually, we can't because they might kill our hero. Because that happened in the last campaign. I really, really don't want to lose this guy. So we're gonna have to fight it. So sorry about that. But in the last campaign, the Empire campaign, which was sponsored by Adam, thank you very much. This one is sponsored by Diego, so shout out to Diego and Adam. Thank you very much for the generous sponsorships. As I always mention as well, if you're interested in having me do a campaign, just email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. I've had a lot of people since I've been sort of promoting that deal. It's just $20, 20 episodes. I might have to increase that rate at some point because I am getting a lot of requests. I can only do so many at a time. Either that or do less episodes, maybe 15 instead of 20, something like that. But for right now, it's 20 for 20. You can donate more if you want. Diego donated 25. Adam donated 50. But I'll do any campaign that you want. Just recently did an Empire campaign, though, and... that was something we got trolled on. We did lose a hero in an auto-resolve that was like a 90% auto-resolve, so you got to be careful if your heroes are like under 50% health or so, you know, you got to make sure you don't get trolled. These Wild Riders are actually pretty legit, though. Okay, this one does not have the Mortis engine, so I need to try to get up here and, like, really murder these things before they get too involved. Okay. Now, we can cast the healing on him early, and that will top him off a little bit, but we'll wait a second. So remember, on single insta units. Wait, okay.
Aim, release! For the eternal realms!
I love the radius on that. The 40-yard radius just feels so good because I'm so used to using a 30-yard radius.
Weight Watchers! Aim! Fire!
Focus this thing out again.
Release!
Look at the accuracy on that. Look at that little straight line. God. Dwarves are great. Or the elves are great, sorry. Blasphemy.
Aim, release! Azrae, attack! With pain! Dauntless Azrae! Release! Let fly!
You're getting kind of clumped up here.
With haste! Hold! It will be done. Loose! Way Watchers! Swiftly! Swiftly! Trample them! We never met. Way Watchers! At pace!
I'm kind of healing him up too. I'm trying to make sure that he's getting in the action.
Swiftly now!
I'm hitting a couple of my own trees in there, but not that much, honestly, because they're so accurate. I think they're the most accurate missile units in the game. Maybe Sisters of Avalorn are close, but... Okay. Well, it doesn't matter that much, but we'll take it. Do I go for that, or do I just go for the missile damage? I'm not sure how much longer we have. I think paying for the missile damage is probably worth, because I think we're going to siege their main town here in a moment.
That's nothing.
Wait, why are we at -6? Buildings, tech, difficulty. Oh, provincial instability. Okay. Now we need to turn off the recruitment. Pretty much at, well, that's only because we lose money on it if we turn off the recruitment.
My axe thirsts for war.
Now is Karakiran at war? I don't think Karakiran's at war with us yet. Or are they? They're not. Okay. Stimulate growth is pretty good early on. Damage walls. We don't have anything that destroys walls. I don't think, do we? Or destroys towers? I don't think so. You don't have any artillery or anything. So the damage walls is actually pretty good. Replenishing troops is obviously at a high premium as well. I think damaging 2 walls is probably fine. Let's just start the troop replenishment here. And then, yeah, just knock out Gissero. That's super aggressive playstyle. Knock them all out. Now it sucks that those little, God, it'd be so sweet to raise this. Now, one thing we could do is we could raise this and then allow the Bretonnians to occupy it. That's something that I've mentioned before, and they will. They'll come up and occupy this. And that would give us a ton of cash right now. But then we can go to war with the Bretonnians, and here in a little bit we can go to war with the Bretonnians and like take this out again and eventually get the amber out of it. So maybe we just go ahead and do that, because we're gonna have to go to war with Bretonnians anyway, because they confederated with whatever that little faction is down there that was just to the south of us. And so we're gonna have to go to war with them, which means they would come down here and attack this anyway. So I think we'll just go ahead and raise it and just let someone else colonize it. Oh, nice. We didn't have Regiments of Renown the last time I ran this campaign in normal mode too. So having it now is pretty cool. Allows more sort of unit diversity in the cap system. Okay, Nature's Slave, or not Nature's Slave. That's like anemic. It's okay. It's not amazing. We really need to get to Lightning Strike though. That's the big one. Only Elven units in the army. Skin of the Wood. When we get more Treekin, that is really, really strong. But we're going to have to get to tier 3 first, and we're going to have to get a lot of these towns up to 100% public order before we can do that. So we are working the public order. We're working towards the public order as fast as we can. That should help out some with that. We could go ahead and combine some of these to save a little bit. I mean, it's not really saving that much. It'd be easier to micro, because we're going to try to knock out Blackstone Post, I think, next turn. I think we can hit that up. And then Ziflin. They only have one town, right? Yeah, we're already at war with Ziflin. They only have one town. And they have a pretty strong town. Montfort, that's what I was thinking. That's a consideration, but we already did all the diplomacy, I believe, this turn. So we'll see. We might have to, if the people do not stop these beastmen, if these beastmen just like burrow under over here and go for Paravon or something, I'm going to be pretty peeved about that. But we might have to drop back over here and try to deal with this. We'll see. Why are we at -3? Corruption, difficulty level building. Sure, I could just like not tax the province. Maybe I should be taking the taxation off of some of these provinces, because we're generating pretty good money right now. Just to get them up to that high level. The tax rate does go up, so we take a temporary hit in money right now if we did this, but the tax rate does go up a lot. And we could get that unit capacity once again if we can get to 100%. So maybe that's worth the investment. If it's just like a couple hundred gold. Okay, we're building that up to rank 2. Yeah, I think that might be worth it right now, even though we are losing some gold, just to get the public order up there. So that when we get to tier 3, we'll be able to get multiple Treekin is the big one. Okay, I think that's all good. Can't hire anymore. These are only 78 gold apiece. I mean, they're so cheap to hire, though. Let's just combine a couple of them here just to make this a bit easier, micro-wise, when we attack this town. Okay. I'm gonna troop Are these elves actually, their military alliance actually worth anything or not? Or are these beastmen just going to get to backdoor us? Now, I believe if the beastmen try to rush for our capital, we can hire a lord immediately and have those 2 regiment units of renown and defend it, probably, properly. I hope so. I mean, if they burn our main town, it's going to be bad. Stole our tech. That's pretty annoying. It slows our progress quite a lot. So it's kind of cool with Kemmler. You could come over here and probably try to confederate with Musion or fight him earlier. I mean, unique start positions are so cool because it does change the whole vibe of how the campaign goes. So I'm glad they did a lot more of that in Warhammer 2. Like, a lot of legendary lords have pretty unique start positions. I wish they would do it with Skaven. They're probably planning that with DLC with the Skaven, though. Like, Skaven Blight is such an iconic... I mean, that's the Skaven capital of the world, I'm pretty sure. Then Hell's Pit seems like a pretty cool place to start, too. So hopefully they leverage that with the new Mortal Empires. Kind of like what they did with Teclis, right? Where he was started in one place in the Vortex campaign, but then they moved him for Mortal Empires. Now, part of that was because they shift the map, but... Damn it. They let him go. Okay, so he is going to burn this. I don't know. Once again, this stuff is not worth, but it's annoying that it's going to get burned. That's the issue. If they were just sacking it, it's like, who cares? Or if they occupied it, who cares, you know? But it's the fact that they're burning it. That's annoying. I think we got to hold the course while we're up here, though. We may have gone a little bit further than maybe we should have. But I think we have to go ahead and clean this up here. Okay, so regrowth is absolutely huge. Magical reserves is really nice too. Dwellers from below obviously would be great. Okay, well, definitely 1 point in regrowth. Double regrowth is pretty nice. I think going for magical reserves is where we want to be. Now, we do have to be careful because if we burn this town, though... How did they... Oh, they raised dead. I was like, how did they get this? Play footsie with these damn beastmen. If we knock out Blackstone Post, then Carrick Ziflin could, in theory, come down and tear us up. And we could come down here and just replenish. I think that's what we have to do. I think we have to take a defensive stance here. Come down here, replenish. Now... Okay, so that's the fastest way. Actually, that's the fastest way. But I do want to replenish. So let's come down here, replenish, and then we can figure it out from there. It's going to be the... It's like right here, probably. Yeah, that would be risky because
I have
they...
no time for this.
Yeah, they can run over here and hit Blackstone Post.
You what?
So we have to be pretty strategic. We have to be able to kill a lot of armies if we're going to kill one of these guys because they're both at war with us. What is this? Punishment -10. Okay, well that's rough. For real? Okay, not the big tree units, just the little, it says tree units. So the speed and melee attack are down. Is that because of this? Battle speed is down. It's still only one turn to hire them though. That's the big thing. They do have some. How many large units do they have? I feel like the large units we can just kill with the Glade Guard though. They have some Minotaurs, so like maybe one unit of spears, but I think we can just focus fire the Minotaurs out. Like, these are just. I feel like these are just so much more cost efficient. Melee attack is down also. Battle speed, melee attack -12. Jesus. How many turns is that? It's 5 turns. We have enough archers, I think, to make it. Yeah, let's actually go ahead and tax this. Just so that we can hire more. Now what's their anti-large is like, okay. I mean, maybe I should have one spear in there for now. So much extra gold, though. We can put him in against the Minotaurs also. I don't think they're as big of a deal. I mean, they're good, but I mean, if anything, next turn we could hire like these War Dancers. Now they don't have any anti-large, but these things like Shroud. These things massacre infantry if you can position them correctly. So this is what we need against the dwarves. Like, have Sunder armor. These are damn good. They don't take up any amber. We could also grab these as spear infantry, although these are way more expensive. I don't know if those are worth or not. What's their bonus versus large? 10. I mean, they're unbreakable, but those are so expensive. These are 500 though. Jesus. Yeah, they're strong, but my God. All right. Okay, so yeah, they just decided to let them just walk right past him.
What do you need?
Bunch of cowards. Now, what is this dwarf? Okay, this is Carrick Cairn.
You have been granted safe passage. For now. Misguided.
Orders? I will not believe a word you say. But speak anyway. Futile.
More cash here.
The hunter! A traitor stands before
Now, we did
me.
finish the growth
Speak,
technology, so
traitor.
that's why we're actually growing a little bit more. So we're getting plus 20 growth. Why? They really like our military actions against the Barrow Legion. Bretonia is still kind of with us. Marienburg actually likes us quite a lot because we're murdering Barrow Legion, and we have a tech.
Yes. Approach us, friend,
Excuse
and make
me.
your offer.
I can't see their property up here, Marienburg,
The Empire.
but they have that cool port. I mean, we could try to trade with them. Marienburg was on my hit list, but maybe trading with them is more valuable. Yeah, we're not really exporting most of what we have. But we're not actually going to be able to trade with them, I don't think. yet. Could try to get a non-aggro with him. Viesenland obviously doesn't like us very much. They only have three properties. Okay. I mean, 3 properties is pretty decent. We could let them go, but the Marienburg port, I'm curious to see. I kind of want to see what that does if I take it. Okay. We could do some treaties with them, like a non-aggression or something, and then cancel it later if we have to. Those dwarves, I didn't look at this properly. Those dwarves might be able to come out on us and fight us. If they want to. Carrick Ziflin. They'd have to cross that river, though. I don't know if they have enough movement speed. Dwarves don't usually have a ton of movement speed early on. I think once they get the engineer... okay. So they came out and occupied that town I just burned. So I don't need all the fancy buildings in these towns. And that's why historically you burn them. Oh, where do they go? They went into hidden in camp. So they might be trying to ambush us. I guess they didn't burn Paravon, huh? I mean, if they burned Paravon, then I could probably go down there and attack them, and they may not be able to run. Looks like the other elves are just sitting around chilling. There we go, secure sewer. Wait, where is this? Which province? Carrick Norn. I mean, does the income really matter in Carrick Norn, honestly? Plus 5%. I mean, it does lower the corruption, so it does give more public order, I guess.
Your prestige grows, my lord. News of your conquests spreads far and wide. Your developing power is noted by even the most distant of kings and bestial lords.
Enchant.
Whoa, why are pirates up here? Who are they at war with?
Aranessa salt spite.
They're defensive allies with the Beastmen. That's weird. Oh, they did not occupy it. Okay, they're just like running over here randomly. I don't think I can beat them. Now, they're taking attrition outside their own town.
Big on.
I don't think I can take them until I have Lightning Strike. If I have Lightning Strike, I think I can beat them. Also, would really like to get to tier 3. Okay, so we could try to just bait out this Beastman trap and just walk down here. Or we could go into ambush stance and try to sniff them out. Or like burrow under. Hidden until discovered. Okay, this actually does not let us spot. Usually when you do ambush, it spots other ambushes. Ambush defense chance, 25%. Huh. How is this little dude doing, Bordello? Still kind of strong. Not sure if we want to mess with Bretonia yet. We could come down and knock out Carcassonne, maybe. They're kind of strong, too. Clan Ongren is starting to get big again. I think I want to see if I can walk into this ambush. I believe we can beat him, but those are steep, but they are very, very good. Let's upgrade that. Can I beat him with just 19, though, with this squad, if I get ambushed? Possibly, but I'm going to go ahead and just hire these, even though it's going to be expensive, because I need something that can help me just shred through infantry. Now, they are not amazing frontliners, although I think they can switch out and get a lot of defense, right? Maybe not. Maybe that's a different one I was thinking of. Okay, so they can get a lot of speed and hide, frenzied. Okay, I think most Shadow Dancer units can, like, switch over to defense, but it doesn't look like they can. They have high melee attack, though, and defense, so they'd be decent frontline units. They have, like, 80 melee attack, basically. I'm so tempted to go for Montfort here, but I don't think I want to start a fight with Bretonians just yet. Okay, so let's just walk down here and see if we can run into this ambush. Okay, I don't know where they went. And we're not going to upgrade any of that because they might take it down eventually. We could even just get rid of this if we wanted to save some money. It's not going to like do anything. We're not recruiting. Just get rid of it, then someone else can take it here soon. Okay, working the same text. All the rest of the stuff's the same. We have to stay kind of close to home for now. We need to go kill those dwarves, Belagar and his crew. Potentially, here in a little bit. Need to kill a lot of things. But Belagar is top of the list. If I could just kill the Beastmen, but now we've got the Barrow Legion after us. And Carrick here, and we've got them on both sides. Where are these beastmen? What the f— oh my god. So he ran into the forest and went into sneak stance. So he is running straight for our capital. God. Dude, if he burns that, I'm going to be so pissed. I'm going to be, like, unbelievably pissed if he ends up burning that. Because he ran straight through 3 allies that are at war with him, and no one touches him. No one spots him. Like, how is he allowed to do that? Oh, they blocked army on him. Beastmen are just so infuriating to play against. With their invisible, you know, garbage they're always doing. And of course, I can't. Now I can dash into reinforcement range. I think it'll reinforce. It's not telling me how long it would take for me to run over there. See, what I'm worried about, is it actually going to let me reinforce because there's like water here and you have to run around this way to get to it. Yeah, see, it's saying like red line to get over there. It says it's in this red circle, though, so they should not be allowed to hit me. And if they jump, then I should be able to intercept them, I'm hoping. But I guess I have to go ahead and just kind of code red this, just in case. Yeah, we're going to have to hire a lord here. The same name? Range 12%, range 10%? Like literally the same name. That's kind of weird. So we have to pick. I have Kurnos or Call of the Woods. You can't do both like you can with Homeboy. Okay, so we can do this. 12% missile damage, reload skill, all that stuff. How much? We only have 3 archers, though. So maybe the melee is actually stronger. We have Wildwood Rangers and Treemen. Wildwood Rangers. Or we could just do something like Earthblood to heal up a lot of stuff. Yeah, I think getting some more magic. Well, we do naturally have 1 point in Earthblood without even leveling it up, so maybe we don't need that. If he comes at us. That will not let us get Eye of Kurnos if we do that, but... Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to drop a ton of extra gold just to try to deal with this crap. Make sure we don't get totally wanked here. This does allow us to move faster, too, when it's max population, so...
At your service, the woods of Athalloran welcome you. Highborn have been granted access to the halls of Athalloran.
Short-sighted. You
How long
called?
it's been
You've
since
been
we've...
granted safe passage. For now. Unthinkable. Unwise.
King in the traitor stands before me. Speak, you are mad.
Oops, I don't think there was anyone else. Some of the Bretonians are kind of cool with us. Marienburg definitely likes us.
I'm a schemer. What yous wish to discuss with Scott, eh? Yes.
Offset some of these costs. Pirates of Sartosa don't like us. Now, we could go take the Sartosan capital. The cool thing is you can just take, like, any capital, pretty much. And if it has, like, special buildings, you know, maybe you get something special out of it. I don't know. Okay, I need to pay attention to them. Can we zoom in here? Okay, so Saltspite's coming over towards her. Please try to burrow under and get intercepted. Now, we are in dash stance, so that would suck, but I think I'll definitely take the opportunity. So Orion's headed north. And Scryer. This clown's raiding. Okay, cool.
The Empire.
I thirst for the hunt. Goeth you up, Fakwer. Durthu, beni you apis. Naila Abjirugna. Kajak Bawak Kwe.
Okay, so he is not reinforcing from there. But I could come out and try to attack him. So it'd be 20 on... One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, there's nothing really to lose because we're going to delete this army anyways. So we could soften up the Beastmen a little bit and then pop into this place. Now, one thing I'm a little worried about is if we come over here and then try to attack and reinforce, then they're going to like run this way and they might get away. I'm thinking we can maybe just beat them though. It'd be worth a shot. I mean, let's see, the tree guy, pretty strong in combat for sure. These should do very well against the Minotaurs. You know, the tree men is going to be very difficult for them to deal with. They don't really have... Do they have any bows? They don't have any. They have one bow. These Glade Riders are going to be pretty strong against them. Those Hagbane tips, no, they're normal Glade Riders. Our archers will shred them. These guys should be able to put in some good work. These are okay. Now, we are in kind of that penalty zone. But I could at least soften them up. Oh, we're at an hour 10. Okay, so that's going to be it for this episode. We'll think about it for next episode, but I believe that we could maybe just try to beat them. And then if we lose, there's really no risk because we're going to delete this anyways. And we can just hop into the garrison with this guy. And then if they try to, like, jump away with the wild wood or whatever, then we can probably chase him. So... we'll see how it goes. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate it. Once again, sorry that you missed that 15 to 20 minutes of footage there because I forgot to record at the beginning. But that's fine. You didn't miss that much. We got a couple of good fights in here. So anyways, we'll get back at it next time. Have a great day. See you then. Don't forget, like and subscribe if you enjoy the content.